What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to LIFG. Today we're going to be doing another video here on Eternal Card Game. We're going to be continuing our budget deck series, and today we're going to be doing Elysian Midrange. So if you haven't watched any of the previous videos, budget deck in the case of this series is going to be any deck that plays 0 legendaries and is under 30,000 shiftstone. So this deck is going to be 25,650 shiftstone, so just under 26,000 shiftstone for this deck. And there's a few ways you could build a budget Elysian deck. You could definitely run Temple, Scribes, and some other smaller stuff that can trip. Marison's Disciple would fit in that deck as well. And then you run Xenon Obelisk to make those really tiny units a lot bigger. Our build is going to be quite a bit more mid-range. Only 24 units in here, 26 power, so let's go over the deck and then we'll do 5 games as usual. So on the bottom end we have Permafrost. It just fits in this deck really well. You have big body units, and Torgov having the opportunity to hit, it's just a really good feeling. Accelerated Evolution in here, it's really good with Dawnwalker. If you get Endurance on Dawnwalker, when it comes back from the void, it's exhausted, but by the time it's your opponent's turn, it is ready to block. So pretty good there. And I mean, it's pretty good on anything else, of course, given Torgov flying for evasion and hitting is good. The only card in here that it's actually not good on is False Prince, because if you try to cast it on False Prince, you're no longer going to have a 5/5 with Overwhelm. You're going to have a 1/1 Frog with Flying or Endurance, so do not do that. 2 Lightning Storms. Even though our units start at 3 power, this can be really handy if an aggro deck goes off too early and they can take care of your Dawnwalkers or False Prince. Definitely Lightning Storm will help, but only 2. We don't want to flood out with removal like this. 4 Strategize. 2 Twin Ritual. Twin Ritual is exceptionally good on anything in the deck, but it's exceptionally good on Dawnwalker, Marison's Disciple, and especially Carnosaur, because it gives you another removal spell right away. We run 2 Xenon Initiations. They pair very well with Dawnwalker, as it's a recurring threat unless it's silenced or it gets -1 or more to its toughness. Really good with Dawnwalker. 4 False Prince. It's just a really big threat for cheap. There's a lot of decks that can deal with it, especially if they run Fire or Primal. But if they can't deal with this and it comes down turn 3, it's just a beaten. So we run 4 of that. It also doubles as a really cheap way to bring back Dawnwalker. And if you draw in this mid to late game, you can usually play this and play another spell in the same turn. So 4 of those, 4 Wisdoms, and that's all our card draw. All our card draw is Wisdom and Strategize. It's enough for this deck. 4 Devoted Theurge, and we're running this guy because 4/4/4/4 is already decent, at least in limited, but in constructed here, you gain 4 health when you play him, which can help you get back in a game that you're facing an aggro deck, and he does have the ability on a board stall to grow himself while still gaining you more health. We're running a single Lost in the Mist, and that's because I'm testing it. I've played a few games with the deck. I've played about 4 games so far. We won 3 of them. The 2 games I drew it in, it was really good. So I'm going to leave 1 in for now, but if it's going to become a mainstay in this deck, I would run 2, not 1. But for this playtest, we'll run the 1. 4 Marison's Disciple. It's just a versatile card. You know, you get 2 units for 4 mana. You can give the 1/1 deadly unit you create killer, and you can kill any unit in the game, which actually came in handy a couple games. Then we have 4 Torgovs. Honestly, all the games I played, he didn't hit very often, but a lot of the times he was just big enough early enough to stall their board, and once you get Obelisk, he starts requiring a chump block. And we run 4 Obelisks, of course. It just helps. Even though our units are big, this just takes them over the top, especially if you're playing a pseudo mirror match where they're playing Sandstorm Titan, which is bigger than anything in our deck except for the 2 units we're going to go over next. this just helps a lot. Then 2 Predator Carnosaurs. If I did remove Lost in the Mist, I would put a 3rd Carnosaur. He's that good. It's just a really, really good card. So a case could definitely be made for 3rd Carnosaur over Lost in the Mist, or 3 Carnosaurs, 3 Disciple. And then 2 Thunderstrike Dragons just to have a flyer in the air. And as I've explained in the Felon budget deck, this is a really underrated card. It stops Icaria in its tracks. Like it kills a regular Icaria. It trades with an Icaria that was fetched by Rise, and you get 2 cards when you draw it. So it's just really good, which is why we're only running 2 copies, because it does have Echo. And then for our power base, we're running 26 power, 3 Time Sigils, 2 Ember Monuments, because at late game it's a 5/5 unit with Overwhelm, which means it can bring back Dawnwalker. We're running 4 Amber Waystones. We don't really have a reason to not run them, so we can get some health back. 3 Primal Sigils, 4 Cobalt Waystones. It's the same thing as the Amber Monument. As the Amber Waystone is, there's not really a reason to not run this. 2 Crests. I don't think we need more than 2 in this deck. 4 Banners and 4 Seats. You could make a case for the Cobalt Monument, as it's a 4/4 flyer, but I just like that even without Obelisk, this can trigger Dawnwalker to come back. So that's what we're going to be running, and let's see how this goes. So of course I playtest the deck first. It wins most of the games, and now that we're actually in a game, it might not work. And this guy's on my friends list, so he's probably going to be messaging me during the game. I wonder if he's playing Icaria Blue or if he is playing Skycrag. I don't think we have a particularly bad matchup against Icaria Blue. Okay. Gonna go ahead and just permafrost that now. It's gonna be responsible for a lot of damage. I don't know if he's typing or not. Okay, so you're gonna strategize here. Alright, so we're not under any pressure. We are gonna draw 2 cards now, however, because some builds of this do run choice. I forgot the name of the choice. It negates a spell of 1 color, so let's do that. Interesting. So his build goes a little bit bigger, it would seem. When you play a spell, he gets +1/+1 ultimate. Pay 6 and put your hand into your... Okay, so we don't need to worry about that yet. We're gonna go with Torgov. We're not gonna block. I mean, we're gonna get blown out if we do. Yeah. I mean, he's gonna play a spell he was gonna play anyways and just crush Torgov. So now he has to put a blocker out for Torgov or deal with Torgov. Because trust me when I say he doesn't want me to draw anything off this. We are, however, still going to attack. We want him to block. Even if he blocks with this, it's fine. Because we are going to play another unit here. So we're going to permafrost this. He is tapped out. We're going to do face Aegis. And now we have a couple options. We could play this and make 2 units, but we're going to go another Torgov. And if he attacks with this and we can block, we'll block and make him have, I guess, Torch. Nice. That's a lot of damage. Okay, so the fact that he played that means our options are one of these two. I'm gonna go with this. And we'll make a 3/3. So honestly, anything I make with this, he can kill with Torch. But if he doesn't have Torch, then this at least soaks up most of the damage from the champion. So what we're banking on right now is that he is down to 3 cards. Let me open Discord now because I know I'm going to forget. You know what? That could have been a lot worse. I'm actually going to team block this. Because I think he has Torch and I don't want to take all overwhelm damage. Alright, so I can Obelisk here. I'm going to strategize. Torgov and power. Let's put the power down and we'll go ahead and just gain 4 health. 12 is pretty low when you consider that your opponent plays Obliterate. Alright, this isn't too bad because we still have a blocker. We can just chump block. Alright, so we're going to be taking some damage here. He's tapped out. We're going to go Torgov. I'm going to give it Killer. And just get rid of this now while I can. I'll attack for 1. Reason being, if he plays a champion of Fury, I want to be able to just block it and try to trade. And the difference between 1 and 2 damage isn't that big when he was at 25. Right now we're just worried about getting burnt out. And the Theurge is gone, so no more life gain from that. Both of them. This is so much damage. So I can't attack. Alright, I'll gladly take the 2 health. I will gladly take the 2 health, and I think we have to play this. We cannot attack at all. We're dead to Torch, or pretty much Torch or Obliterate kills us. Flying to any of these also kills us. He can cash this ultimate in to draw 2 new cards, basically. Yeah. If he had nothing, I would have done the same thing there. Watch it be power, Torch. Alright, let's go ahead and draw 2 cards now. There's the Dawnwalker. Alright, I'm gonna play Dawnwalker because the thing is, we're dead. If he has a flyer with charge, we're just dead anyways. So we're playing against a lot of stuff right now. And also, this is what I was talking about, Caleb's choice. I couldn't remember if it was Caleb, but Caleb's choice. That's annoying. It's actually really effective here. It means this is a dead card. Well, it's a kill spell, but... You better not be slow rolling Torch. I think that's the right decision. Let's do this. Cash that in for his 4/4. Then gonna attack with Torgov. Actually, no, I'll attack with this. Because I can't just keep hoping he doesn't draw a flying threat with haste or a burn spell. That attack is haunting me. But we block like that. We're still dead to the same things we were dead to. Except now we're potentially dead to Rock Slide. He's at 18. So let's give this Endurance. 13 cards in the graveyard. So let's draw 2 cards. Then, okay. Yeah, we we managed to pull the win together there. But that was pretty rough for a little bit. So we're 1-0. The deck's really fun, by the way. It's actually pretty fun. Even if we lose the next 4 games, remember I told you it's a fun deck. Tempted to keep this because we're on the play. Let's take a chance. We have a crest, which is why I did keep this. It's the 3rd power here, and we're feeling pretty decent. Oops, I thought I clicked end turn. My mistake. Rest huge. Okay, so we're being punished for, well, for being greedy. We're being punished for being greedy. Jeez. If or when I lose this, remember that it's my fault. I kept a suspect hand because of and remember why it happened as well. Remember I kept it because I had a scout land in hand. Ugh. Alright, so I'm actually gonna pitch a False Prince because okay, and he just subscribed. Thanks, buddy. I'm gonna bottom this because I'd rather just draw power, and I already have wisdom in hand. I don't think this lives, but I also don't have a better unit to play. I mean, this dies to the same stuff that this dies to.
It's written right here.
Okay. So he hasn't killed this yet. So that's good. He's just going to attack. I'm going to block the one that's gaining them health. Even though it's one less damage than that.
Safe travels.
Alright, power's good. Now I have a couple of options. I could bring this back by playing False Prince, but I would rather do this. And I'm going to get a 3-3 just because it doesn't die to Vara's favor.
It's written right here. Rest huge.
I think what we're facing here is the Hatchet deck, but I could be wrong. Yeah. I'm just going to keep doing this. I think my late game units are better than his, if I can stay alive. And once I get under 10, he's just going to go wide. Now, there's a case to be made about not blocking with my 3-3 and saving it for one of these guys, but there's also no guarantee that he would play one of those guys. So he hasn't Vara favored once yet. So I'm going to take this turn off, play this, and I have this up as well. If he has the favor, he has the favor, right? And we take 6, but it is what it is. I gotta take the opportunity to establish something. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so Lost in the Mist is actually really strong against this because it costs 5. It's really expensive. I don't know that I care about that right now. I think I'd rather establish another bigger unit. We won't attack yet because 14 is, it doesn't feel good. And next turn we can play 2 things.
Be welcome, friend. Safe travels.
So we might see an attack with... No, actually he's going to gain health from that, and that's live as is. Let's go Becky back to hand. And Obelisk and pass it back. Now I know he can replay Becky here, but that's fine if that's most of his turn. Because this increases the cost by 2, so she costs 6.
Be welcome, friend.
Yeah, that's most of his turn. Alright, he's gonna get an extra card here. We do plan on attacking on our turn. I think we can attack. Yeah, we can attack. Alright, so let's attack for 7. Wasp. Alright, so something like Annihilate there. Me attacking doesn't change the fact that he could have annihilated. And now we're at 18, I feel slightly better. There we go. Now we have a situation. Because now he's going to start growing everything.
Time quickens. Safe travels.
So he's all in. Everything gets bigger here. We're not dead yet though. But this, with this, is going to be a real problem. Okay, let's do this first. I think we can safely pitch this back to the bottom. Do that to you. And then attack for 6. Because this has lifesteal, and I don't want him blocking and stuff and making everything bigger again. It's going to be doing that fast enough with power from this and the extra card he's drawn from that.
Be welcome, friend.
I don't really care. Oh yeah, that's an 8/8. I do care. It's probably going to kill Torgov. He could also wait. This is a big problem because this becomes a 7/8, which means it just dies. It's not a bad draw. So the good news here is that he did attack with this, so I'm gonna swing again. Very risky because he can go really wide here, but if I hold back one more blocker, it doesn't necessarily keep me alive on this board. So whenever he draws power and decides to go wide, I'm just in trouble. In fact, I think he already has lethal. Yeah, that's lethal. But like I said, holding this back, I don't think would have saved me. It's definitely lethal now. It's ace base. One, 2, 3, 4. I take 6, 12, 18, 24, 32. He didn't attack. It doesn't even matter. I still have no outs on board. I know I could have played this, but pumping my current units doesn't save me from his ability to go wide, which is why I played another blocker. So if for whatever reason he doesn't attack again and I draw something that costs 4 or less, I can do both. But like, he already had lethal before. We just couldn't see if he ace space. We already did the math. Okay, yeah, there it is. Yeah, some time wasted there. I don't know if they just weren't sure. You remember what started everything there is I kept a hand with 2 power, 2 depleted power because I had a scout land. Not saying I would have won if I didn't, but I think the percentage was higher if I did not keep that hand. Because we're off to a pretty slow start in that game. Our 4 curve is really big. 4 of these, 4 of these, 4 of these, 4 Marisons, Disciple. I feel so bad permafrost in this, but it might come down to that. Oh, there's a better target. Well, I found another target. I don't have anything else to play anyways. Bandit Queen is live. I'd have done the same thing here. I haven't shown any units yet, and just getting that off the top of his deck makes him go wider, and he has a fresh draw. So right now, this is the best play we have, because these all die to 1 removal spell, while this dies to 2. He's going in on the damage here.
A single shot is all it takes.
Yeah, as I said, this is still our best play. Make a 3/3. So they all die to Torch, but they don't all die to Vara's Favor. We're dead. I really don't enjoy losing this way. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I don't enjoy losing this way. To mana issues, but it is what it is. It's a card game. Alright, we're on the play this time. We're gonna redraw. So last time we kept a hand like that, we ended up losing. So we have our power, but we have 3 undepleted power. I still like this a bit better. So let's go with this. I'm gonna put it at the bottom. We already have 4, which means we can play everything in our hand. And I'd rather draw an undepleted power right now, so I can play this on 3. Gonna do this. He can have his war cry. I want to catch more than 1 unit with this, if at all possible. It's too good to pass up. Plus, I don't want another war cry trigger right now. So I think he has at least Torch. Let's go with this. And I'll leave this. I'd rather have this as a unit right now. Let's block here. He can have another 1/1. I don't know if he's playing Mono Fire. I would assume he's playing Stone Scar, but I don't know. Okay, let's go
Which would you
like this. And I'll actually play this out now. I don't want to hold it up hoping I draw power next turn. Just utilize all my resources. They are still stuck on 2. But man, are we getting the work. Alright, let's just put this out and strategize. Should have done it the other way though. Strategize first. And we'll put this to the bottom. It's actually worse than Accelerated Evolution. Let's draw out that removal. I guess he didn't have it. Yeah, they're still stuck on 2. I mean, I'm going to take the win because I've lost the mana issues before, like the game before this one, but it does suck losing that way, and that's unfortunate. So I'm pretty sure they were playing Stone Scar and they just never drew Shadow. Yeah, I'm gonna rock with this. Start with banner. Let's go with the primal. So when I play this, it activates faster. This might be Karya. Let's draw some stuff out. Torch. Yep. Could have played around that. What I could have done there is hold up False Prince as a 3-mana way of getting the 4/1 back from my yard. And I probably should have done, because this looks like a Karya blue, which means Torch was a very strong possibility. But I also wanted to get Torch out of their hand if they had it. Oh, can't go back. I wanted to play Obelisk first. Since that didn't happen, let's draw 2 cards now, because they're 1 power away from being able to harsh rule. And let's go like that. Yeah, I would have much rather Obelisk and attack for 2 more. Especially since harsh rule is a possibility. Okay. Let's do this. Don't know how good that's gonna be for me right now. Let's Obelisk and attack for 4. Yeah, I figured as much. Went to get rid of the 4 armor, because certain weapons are really good right now, especially if he gets to harsh rule. So I'm gonna play something that at least comes back from harsh rule, and he's 1 away from a Karya. Right now I'm not that concerned about Ikaria, because we can race Ikaria. Let's not miss out on damage this time though. And we'll go with Torgov, because Torgov's triggers this. And we'll hold this up as a way to, yeah, as a way to rebuild after. It's actually not bad. We can go with that instead. But yeah, let's go with that instead. Seems fine. It's enough to draw at harsh rule. It's actually exactly enough to draw at harsh rule. Okay. Actually, we don't need to do that right now. Let's just go another dragon, pass it back. Runehammer does get to kill again, but in this case, okay, there's the harsh rule. Every turn that he harsh rules is a turn that Ikaria does not come down. And this card is, Dawnwalker is so strong against Armory. I don't think this gets negated. Yeah, okay. Let's do this. Let's go Endurance. And Flying. I was going to give them both Endurance, but this is bigger than this. And it also can block Ikaria with flying. Yeah, I don't think he had a choice there. And 2 harsh rules down, Vanquish down. Let's attack for 6. Put this out. Make a 3/3, because that brings that back. And end the turn. We'll hold this up. I don't see a way that they win through all this stuff. Dawnwalker is just too much for the Armory matchup. Alright, so that's our... Oops. We actually won that one. So we went 3-2 with the deck. As you could see, there was 2 games in there that were kind of rough power-wise. One game we got a bit bad draws for power, and one game one of our opponents did. So if I was gonna change anything in this deck, the Lost in the Mist actually worked out okay. Excuse me. Actually worked out okay the one time we drew it, but if I was gonna cut that, if I was gonna make any changes, I would say cut Mist for maybe another initiation. Or we could drop down Torgov or Disciple for another Carnosaur. Carnosaur is just really strong, even though we didn't get to display that too much in the games we did for the video. But those are the changes I would make. But I'm going to put this deck list up as is in the description box. So if you're new, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe down below. And as usual, thanks for watching.